In order to make the Lojer lat pull a positive training device for the lower extremity, you have to do the following procedure. You have to open up for the weight pin to adjust the adjustment assembly up on the adjustment bar, bring the wire down and around the pulley wheel in front of the weight stack. That allows you to attach a triceps bar such that you can go in and you can use the weight on the way up when you squat. The key in lower extremity rehab is to be weight bearing as soon as possible after a knee injury or a surgery. If the patient is not able to bear full weight from day one, we hook on a negative weight bar to the lat pull and remove enough weight from the patient so the patient is able to do 30 reps per set. The patient is doing 3 sets of 30 reps at a set weight for his weight tolerance. The progression of the exercise is that we come in and reduce the total amount of weight that helps the patient in completing his sets. And finally, the patient is able to go from negative weight to 0 and then on to positive weight. The further progression of lower extremity rehab is to put more emphasis on the injured leg. Patient here is still using the negative weight bar, but he is putting more pressure on the involved leg, doing step-ups on one leg. The weight is set for still 30 repetitions per set. The patient now is capable of full weight bearing, so he's now doing 3 sets of 30, carrying his own body weight. Breaks between sets are determined by the steady state of respiration, steady state being defined as the respiration he had before he started the first set. The lat pull is now set for uplift. It assumes that the patient is full weight bearing and is capable to lift more than his own body weight. The weight is set for 3 sets of 30 reps. The break between sets is still determined by steady state of respiration. Exercises start at the low end of functional qualities. The exercise is adjusted by gravity. The patient is doing 30 repetitions per set. The exercise can be made more difficult by increasing the number of sets performed or increasing the speed of movement of each set. By increasing the number of sets or the speed performed, it will require more oxygen in the tissue, putting more demand on the oxygen supply. Further progression of the same exercise is to elevate the jumper higher against gravity. By increasing the backrest against gravity, we make the exercise more difficult to do. The resistance is still set at 30 repetitions per set. To reach the high end of functional qualities, we're asking the patient to start making jumps on the jumper. We are now into strength and power, and the resistance is set at 12 reps per set. By adding the resistance of a speed pulley, we add additional difficulty to perform this exercise. We're looking at endurance, strength and power. When the patient is fully weight-bearing, we start applying resistive gait. The resistance is set by a speed pulley. The progression of this exercise is to apply explosive gait. This is accomplished by the patient increasing the